Now I know what you're thinking. Knight, you fucking idiot. How can you solve loneliness with fiction? They're not even real. And I have two words for that. Parasocial relationships. You can't have the internet without someone claiming they know some personality IRL. Trust me, I know Hatsune Miku on a personal level. But instead of throwing themselves onto someone with no reaction, some people tend to be attracted to characters that actually respond to you. That's right, we're talking about those games. Also, spoiler warning for all these games. This one's not even out yet. Stage 1. Denial. In Project Mix, you play as Roan, but no matter how much you relate to him, Roan is not an OC. He is a standalone character. He has his own past, personality, and worries, and this humanizes him. He feels like his own being. I fucking love when characters are independent from the player, because this means the world is independent from the player, which I said at least 2 times already on this channel, I think is the best game design decision. One way to show this is secrets. These characters don't owe you shit. They don't have to tell you their past or their life story. If you get them shit-faced enough, they might, but they're not obliged to. Roan has a dark past that he hides from, that he's in denial to. He said himself that he used to escape to rooftops just not to think about anything. He's not only in denial of his past, he's in denial of his situation. We can only imagine what happened to him and what he's going through. His past is only referenced in dialogue. He's fighting inner battles that we can't see. And this humanizes him even further because, like us, he has worries and troubles that he doesn't show. It makes him relatable. It makes us sympathize with him, and that makes it one step closer to actually feeling like you know him on a personal level. But I don't want to know some of these characters on a personal level because some of these characters are just, quite frankly, fucking weird. Katie is I think she's an e-girl. She has almost no filter and she makes me extremely uncomfortable, but fuck me I guess because she doesn't live for me. She says what she wants when she wants. Usually a character is shaped into being likable or extremely hated. It's black and white, but I want gray. Katie is not all bad. She has redeeming qualities, but she has no shame. She's like one of those weird TikTok kids, but instead of just making weird edits and writing fanfics, she's also a raging alcoholic. These statements are extremely ambitious, seeing that most of the things I stated aren't actually in the game and are just speculation. This game isn't even released, only the demo is out and I don't even have access to that because it requires a VR headset, which I don't have. I am in the fucking flow. People's feet are at my eye level. I am really excited to see where this game goes and how they flesh out the characters, but for now, that's all I can say. Stage 2. Anger. Needy streamer overdose. I fucking hate this game. Coming into this, I thought it was just a I can fix your game or a femcel version of Ryan Gosling. She's just like me for real. But then, I played it and this game is fucking stupid. I have to balance all of this so Ame doesn't go off the fucking deep end. And the game can end if she loves you too much. Or if you leave her on red while the affection is fucking maxed. She's so goddamn needy. That's why it's called needy, streamer overdose, dumbass. I will end your fucking life. But I'm not here to talk about the gameplay. I'm here to talk about her. Ame. Ame is your girlfriend. She is an insane, low self-esteem, useless person. She is extremely flawed and she would never make it as a streamer. But she's not the streamer. Kangel is. Kangel is a confident, attractive, and perfect streamer. The very opposite of Ame, even though they are technically the same person. Kangel isn't real. She is a mask Ame puts on for the appeal of the public, which is probably what most actual influencers do. But with Ame, we get to see the real her, what she's like off camera, and it makes us feel special. She doesn't show this side of her to anyone else but us. But there is another darker and deeper side to her that no one sees. Earlier I mentioned that it's amazing character design when a character has inner demons that the player is not supposed to see. And believe me when I say, Ame has inner demons. If her stress gets high enough, this scene will play. This is extremely sudden. She could be talking about how she wants to start a couples channel in 1 minute and cut her fucking wrist the next. It's a peek behind her final mask. The question isn't whether she's wearing a mask or not. The question is how many masks she's wearing. The only time we are our true selves is when we're completely alone. Because what's the point of putting on a show when no one's around watching? But who gives a fuck? This game is fucking stupid. I don't care. I'm moving on. Stage 3. Bargaining. Welcome to Glitch City, the city of raging lesbians. Seriously, there's no one in this city like me. Oh fuck. Oh my god, they made Mario gay! Valhalla takes everything I previously talked about and does it phenomenally. Jane, the main character, the character you play as, has heavy regrets she doesn't talk or even deal with midway through chapter 2. And Dorothy, who looks like a child, by the way, is not afraid to talk about her job. She's a sex worker. She's not an actual child, by the way. She's a robot or something. Don't worry about it. All these elements put together make the characters feel alive and real, even though you're not interacting with them directly through an OC or anything like that. You don't feel like you're talking to a wall or a boring strip of code. They feel real and genuine. But it's not just the characters. The world feels real and fleshed out. We all know you can't have a realistic world without some level of politics. Just look at Hollow Knight, Dead Cells, Elden Ring. And Valhalla, just like those other games, has a level of politics. Essentially, there's a big company which is just a shadow government that controls basically everything. Medicine, media, law enforcement, you name it. And with politics always comes opposing ideals that we see in Stella, the higher class, and Art, the common man. While yes, the Zabatsu Corporation may help with rogue AIs, the economy, and breakthroughs in medicine, they make Glitch City a little prison. Not everyone may be able to afford this new medicine, and quite frankly, I don't think the Zabatsu Corporation gives a shit about people without money. I don't think I pronounced Zabatsu Core properly. It's all morally gray, and I love it because in reality, there's no black and white, no right and wrong, just a bunch of screaming people getting pissed over an orange man ragingly increasing tariffs. It's a lifelike world for lifelike characters. And just like real people, not everyone sticks around. Like Hatsune Miku! Hatsune Miku, or Kira Miki, is an idol. She sells out stadiums under a few hours, so it would be a surprise when she showed up to a shithole bar like Valhalla. She was there purely out of luck and coincidence. And when she shows up yet again, it's still out of coincidence, seeing that she just has another show there. But it also could be because she was being chased by J. Jonah Jameson. But once the luck runs out, she leaves for good. She has more important things outside of you and this bar. She has a life outside. But there are people who stay, and the more they stay, the more you learn about them. Like Dorothy. Dorothy is normally a cheerful and energetic person. But one day, she walks into the bar and asks Jane a question. How do you know what's real? Even though Dorothy is usually shown to be happy and carefree, that's not all she is. She's capable of more feelings, of having existential dread, of randomly hitting a low point. Even though she's a Lilim, an AI, she feels more real and relatable than most fictional characters. Now I want to look at Jane's response to Dorothy's existential crisis. Oddly enough, I read a book. The Last Reign in the World, one of my favorites. At one point, I cried with the book and I realized I was crying over fake things, a story, and its characters. I didn't care less for them because they were fake. Why not think of reality that way too? Even if I'm a figment of someone's imagination, I still care about you. Even though these characters are fictional, they aren't real in any way, shape, or form. As long as they feel real to me, as long as I make them real, that's all that matters. Right? Stage 4. Depression. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Slay the Princess is a game where can you guess? The title immediately throws you off because princesses are typically meant to be saved. It makes something feel off, that something is at play here. Now let's look at the princess herself. There's something off about her too. She's hiding something. There's an uneasiness between the both of you. You are two complete complete strangers forced to put a little too much trust into each other. Because if you two didn't, you would be tearing each other apart. You don't know her, and she doesn't know you. The only thing you can trust is the blade in your hand and the voices in your head, save one. Even the depths of your mind are not safe. It makes us feel hunted. It makes us skeptical and paranoid. It's horrifying. You don't know who to trust, what to trust. But in the princess's perspective, all she can trust is you, the stranger with a knife in his hand. And ultimately, it's up to you to justify what little blind trust she has for you. And what you do determines how she views you. What you do matters. Usually, I would say how the fact that you're important is a bad game design decision. That it's bad for the world building or something like that. That the world shouldn't revolve around you. But you are the world. A god hidden away from prying eyes. A god burdened with a task so heavy he forms voices in his head. A god that has to decide whether to let the world die and be born anew, or to let it stay in its ignorant stasis. But whether the world falls and fades to an end, or it's saved through a cold sacrifice, even though this is a story of birth and death, it is first and foremost a love story. A love story hidden in cruelty. But the fact that it is cold and bitter makes it a love story. Even if the thing that's heartless is you or the princess. You can follow the narrator's instructions blindly and slay the princess. You can tear each other apart. But you can also make amends. Because no matter what you do to her, whether you betray her, or turn her into a violent demon thing, or even a fucking furry, there's always a way to mend the mistakes you've made. With the fury, she tears you apart, thinking it would satisfy her, but instead, it left her hollow. She admits she's tired of the endless cycle of violence, and you could slay or leave her, taking revenge of what she did to you, or you could forgive her and offer her your hand. It doesn't matter that you are a god and she's the end of all things. It doesn't matter how much she lies and cheats, whether you plunge a blade into her heart or make her think she's safe just to betray her to make it hurt a little more. It doesn't matter, because for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, all she has is you, and all you have is her. And when faced with the shifting mound, you are forced to choose whether to remain eternally in a cycle, or to swallow your feelings and slay the princess, or to give up and let the world end. But you can also leave everything behind, taking the princess with you into the unknown, breaking free of both your destinies. But no matter what you choose, there is always this one phrase that will force its way through.
I love you too.
Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. A fictional love story. Stage 5. Acceptance. It's nice to get a thanks after all you've done for these characters, but after this heart-to-heart, the credits roll. They have to. I scripted this video, as you probably realize by now, to fit the 5 stages of grief, even if at times it doesn't fit. I did this because no matter how sad and pathetic it sounds, when finishing a game and leaving it behind, it kind of feels like you're losing someone. You spent hours getting to know these characters, forming bonds, growing attached, and suddenly, they're gone. And if that isn't losing someone, I don't know what is. But like I've said 1,000 times before, they aren't real. After all, this is just a game, a fictional story. None of this is real, and it will never be real. No matter how many times you cry, grieve, and mourn for these characters, it's all just pixels on a screen. Even though these stories, these worlds are almost everything to me, I know when there are no more pages left, and when the credits roll, I have to move on. Every story must have its end. Every person must know reality from fiction. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing, and here's a video of how Little Nightmares hates you.